This is Omead Sedghian and welcome to my weather briefing. Today we're flying from KOFP or Hanover Airport to W95 and in a way we're going to be stopping at Kilo Sierra Foxtrot Quebec for fuel since it's cheaper, and also stopping at Kilo Mike Quebec India for some Instagram photos, and we're meeting up our friends at W95. And that is our destination. The trip is about 200 nautical miles. We have some icing airmets in the north at between 14,000 to 22,000, but since we're flying a light sport Tecnam P92, we're not going to be climbing to that altitude. We're most likely going to stay around 7,500, unless otherwise asked by ATC. So this airmet is not a factor. Also, my favorite chart to look at is the surface analysis. We see that we have a cold front and a trough to the west. We have a high pressure from the east approaching us, and also we have cold front and hot front stationary and converging right in the middle of Virginia. So what this means is that the hot front that has high moisture levels is going to climb over the cold front, and with that comes thunderstorms, precipitation, and low visibility. Isobars seem to be fairly apart, which means that winds are going to be calm on this trip. And we do have a few patches of rain happening all around Virginia. For our METAR, at our departure, we have winds calm, 6 nautical mile visibility. We have some mist happening in the area. Sky is clear. Temperature is 17, dew point is 16, which those two are very close, which means that visibility can degrade very quickly, and altimeter is 3005. And you see that throughout the route, everything is supposed to be VFR. However, visibility is not going to be the best due to the temperature and dew point being so close. So for the cloud coverage, we see that we have some cirrus clouds, and we have a few patches of clouds on eastern Virginia at 7,000 feet. So we need to be mindful of that. We might have to fly at a lower level. And around our arrival time at our destination airport, sky should be fairly clear with some cirrus clouds in the area. The aviation surface forecast is showing us that winds are blowing from the southwest to the northeast. We have thunderstorm in the area and also rain around our arrival time. So these are things to be very mindful of. And also Western Virginia is experiencing heavy fog. But then again, thunderstorms in the vicinity. Our TAF is predicting VFR conditions at our arrival. Winds still are going to be calm, and we have some broken clouds at 25,000 feet. However, we do have IFR conditions predicted in our route, and these can change. They're not perfect, but however, we do have a red flag in the area, and also thunderstorms. So the wind chart, again, is showing the direction of the winds and the intensity. It's about 10 to 15 knots of wind in the area. And we are going to have a cornering headwind throughout the route, which is going to slow us down. However, we prefer to fly with a headwind. So as you see, temperatures are going to be around 11 degrees Celsius. If we are around 7,500 to 6,500. Since we're flying east and we have clouds at 7,000, we're probably going to be flying about 5,500 throughout the route. Temperatures look good, and we do have straight headwind. There is no icing conditions predicted around us. Winds aloft. So we're going to be flying between 5,500 to 7,500 depending on clouds and ATC instructions. However, winds are going to be between 11 to 18 knots throughout the route, and temperatures are above freezing. So there is no risk for icing. Proverbs 22:3 says, "The prudent see danger and take refuge, but the simple keep going and pay the penalty." So we're not going to be a simple person or a simple-minded pilot and just get in the plane and say, "Oh, the METARs are showing VFR, so we're going to do this flight." No, we have to pay attention to the degrading weather conditions that are possible. There's thunderstorms. We have stationary cold front or converging cold front, hot front. All of these together are creating a condition that is unpredictable. We are in a light sport aircraft, so our options as far as altitude and de-icing and even if we have to go IFR, our airplane, the plane that I'm currently flying, is not certified for an IFR flight. So probably going to wait this out, stay on the ground, wait for the weather conditions to get better, and then we'll continue. Thank you again for watching. Here's a list of my references, and hopefully I covered what I needed to cover.